Hey folks, Lucid, welcome back. We have another turn in our crazy game with you. And so we have some dire portents going up. Turn 56, by the way. So Pangea has cast, I think, Gift of Health, and then ACDC cast something. Let's see. So Eternal Pyre went up, this ACDC. And then Gift of Health went up by Pangea. So those were the globals going up. We're doing a bunch of Syzygies. Syzygy of Rebirth, etc. Syzygy of Flesh, which is going to give us a big army. It gives us these guys. It's kind of cool. And then we ping inside the fortress to see what we're going up against here. And if there was nothing in here, this was going to be strong enough to kill it. But there is something in there. And apparently he's cast Valfor Flames, which is pretty good. And we weren't going to kill this Baetyl Titan anyway, so... Well, let's go ahead. Let's take another quick look at it. Because it's a kind of uneventful turn, aside from this. So here's the... His quickness, Shadowbrand, which is just a murderous weapon, and then Flesh Eater, so this is going to tear apart any kind of thug or super combatant I send in there. For the most part. And, yeah. Anyway, we saw how that went. And then Shapeview Atlas. Let's see who we got. We got... Haha! We got another Master and Slave. So that's really good. These are kind of my favorite. Got another Rune Smasher coming out this turn. Where are we moving him? I forget where we move him. Maybe he sits still. Maybe I move him over this way. Thing is, I can't actually enslave these Baetyl Titans, so I'll have to have a different way to deal with them. I think I can drain life them. I don't think they're lifeless. Oh no, they are lifeless, so I can't drain life them. They're going to be a pain in the ass to kill is what it's going to be. I'm not even sure how we're going to do it. And we've just got this guy moving in to do a mass enslave if he comes on top. No? Did I move him there? I moved him there. I think we're abandoning ship. I'm just leaving these guys on top. Because I realize I don't have any... I mean, obviously these guys can't take it. But I don't even think I have an answer to it with, like, these guys. I just don't have any way to kill it. Now, potentially, because this guy's inanimate, I might be able to shatter him. Because I think that's what the shatter tag applies off of. So that would probably be the easiest way to kill him. Which my Earth guy could do. But Shatter's only like 40 AN. I'd probably need to do... probably like 2 or 3 a turn to safely kill him. Because he'll be having Soul Vortex and other things up. And, you know, maybe even Phoenix Pie or something dumb. I don't remember if this guy had it, but... Yeah. Phoenix Pie or Soul Vortex, I would need a lot to kill this guy. I just really don't have the tools. That is such a nasty super combatant. Mindless Death. Fire Mage. Ugh. Did he have Earth too? Like, probably is like and I don't exaggerate when I say this. Probably the best super combatant chassis I've seen. I mean, it's just that good. It's just that good. He has a few weaknesses, a few vulnerabilities. Magic Tag is one of them. It's probably the main one. Kind of cool to think about too. If it's this if it's made of stone, it's got this huge base natural protection. So you have to imagine it's one of these like Egyptian monolith type, you know, not monolith, but like statues that awakens from one of the thrones. Anyway. Okay, so that's it for this turn. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. Turn 57. And since I recorded these a while ago, I'm not gonna spend as much time on like what my moves are, because they're usually kind of straightforward. You know, like this time I'm just running. Okay, spamming blight at me or whatever, which is annoying. Cave of Ghouls, and then we got the Battlefield. A lot of death gems, guys. I think we got 5 death gems sights that turn. Okay, we continue to raid with our Feetses. And he does not commit either. He does not attack one way or another. And then we have a bunch of events. These are from... Okay, Plague, We Care. We got an Auto Kinos, a new one. And we got some plus population, which I guess is nice. Okay, I thought those were from our... I guess the eggs were last turn. So anyway, that's that. You can see it's kind of slow. Like, Relay has not attacked me. He's just stalling off here. And I think at this point, Relay and I are talking, and I'm like... I think he realizes, with this scout, and he sees this, that he's not going to make any real progress on land. And so I think this turn we talk, and he's like, okay, I'm kind of stuck here in the lake, and I don't know who to attack, but I know I need to attack somebody. And I was like, I guess I thought it was going pretty well versus Arcadia with you. And he's like, yeah, but Nabatem has convinced me that if I don't attack you and you eat Nabatem, then you're going to win. And I'm like, well, I mean, Nabatem's already destroyed the throne, so I get none of his thrones. Oh, that's something we need to talk about, because the throne situation has changed a lot. So it used to be you needed 14 points to win, so 7 thrones, and now you only need 5, because Nabatem's destroyed 2 thrones. A throne I was going to get, this one, and then a throne right here, which Thalamont was going to get. So by destroying those 2 thrones, he's actually put the person who otherwise was closest to throne victory, which was me, but I wasn't very close, a lot closer. So now I just have to get 1 more throne. Not 1 more, I have to get 2 more. I have to get this one, and then probably 1 other one. But, anyway. Where's my thing? Pretenders of the World. No. Thrones, yeah. So, yeah, the throne situation is a bit weird. And Nabatem was basically telling him that if I get all of his stuff, like if I get Nabatem proper, and then plus Zune, then I'm going to be really strong. I'm like, well, I can't do that. Like, I don't have enough resources because I'm limited. I don't know if I go into full detail explaining him why, but I don't have enough Mew Atlases. Like, my armies are shit unless they have really good mage support. And I only have enough mage support to cover, like, a very small advancement into Nabatem if I'm also fighting Relay. And meanwhile, Relay probably can't do much if he's having to keep a big force up here to defend from me. I mean, really, not really. I mean, he doesn't really need a nap with me, but I will take this fort from him if I get the opportunity. Because I can 1-turn pop it and then preach his Dominion out and then have 1 less squid fort pumping out squids. So, I think at this point we agree to peace. Because he realizes he's not going to make significant progress to me. He's better off probably fighting Arcadia. And he realizes I'm not going to... Like, first of all, there's no thrones for me to get from Nabatem. So I'm not going to be winning a throne victory fighting Nabatem. Second, Thalamont, who's bigger than I am, also is not dirt shit poor with shit scales, and is a very strong nation, has taken most of Nabatem, far more than me. Like, you can see he's expanding over here, so he's conquered a lot of Nabatem. I'm up, like, 2 raiding provinces on Nabatem, and I'm sieging one of his forts, right? I've just taken losses fighting him. I haven't gotten shit out of it. So, anyway, I basically said I'm not making much progress versus him. You don't have much to worry about. But that's basically what's going on. And so we're going to continue persecuting this war, even though it's not very fruitful. But if I get his cap, that would be nice. That would also get rid of these immortals coming back all the time, because I'm pretty sure they're recruited out of his cap. So we will try to do that. And that is turn 57. Let's go ahead and go to turn 58. We're just steaming through these guys. Turn 58. We got another Mu Atlas. And this time, we got another, I repeat, another of the enslaved atlases. So we have 2 of them rolling in here. And they're rolling up this way. Here he popped out with this Baetyl that killed all my guys. So I think these guys dissolve if they don't have a leader. Let's just see what happens. I forget. Yeah, they just dissolve. Mindless beings without a leader. So okay. Yeah, we're sending in 2 of these dudes. Plus these are 2 communion slaves. This is a drain life dude. This is the doom dude. We've got these guys coming in. I've got this guy coming in with Devour and Steel Strength. Steel Strength is pretty good. It's armor negating damage. This will do pretty good against the Baetyl. I mean, he's still going to get probably... I don't know. He might actually be able to kill him with chaff surrounding him to split, blood bond. Actually, I don't know if this guy blood bonds. He doesn't. So I don't know. We'll see. We're YOLOing in, though. This guy will maybe do okay. Shatter Fist is going to be pretty good against the Titans, because it's also going to do Shatter on hit. And then Divine Grasp. I think they're sacred. I'm not sure. Are they sacred? They're not. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, we're pulling a big army here. Nabatim is reaching back out this way. Here we're going to try to intercept some raiders. And maybe we haven't made peace yet, because he still has a pretty big army pool here. I think we have. No, we have, because I've moved my Mu Atlases out. And you can see, basically, I'm going to keep a lot of my army here, but I'm going to redeploy a lot of these Mu Atlases to the war front. Do I already have them up here? These guys are headed up this way. One of the things I'm definitely running into is I'm having some big supply issues, which I've kind of been having all game. Like, I think a lot of these guys are diseased to hell. Yeah, I've got a lot of disease. Here we're not actually starved out, but I think we're about to be up here. Like, a lot of like this fort's actually starved out. It's the combination of death scales with these huge armies with... Yeah. Okay, so what to do? Where did I have my other Mu Atlases? That's what I want to figure out. Okay, I'm not sure. Anyway, this army's probably, I think it's going to hang tight because we got to get the enslaved mind atlases in here. And then we're going to go sit on top of this. I'm going to take it just as a matter of principle. It's also got 3 gems in it, which would be kind of good. But we'll go ahead and try to take it. And then from there, I'll come up and take this. I don't really want to... I guess I could go for his cap just as easily. I don't know. But let's go ahead and make the move. Turn 58. So we'll go to turn 59. You can see, compared to like my other games, there's just not a lot happening every turn. Oh, I don't have 59, so we're going to skip ahead to 60. Some of these turns I don't have, guys, and y'all are just going to have to bear with me. I know we're going to lose a little bit of the narrative stream, but it's okay. Another dire portent goes up. So now Galegate got put up. And we've got this one, which Song of Palm and Foot does almost nothing for me now. It gives me, every once in a while, a super combatant that basically doesn't do anything. He fatigues out and dies. And then a bunch of guys, which used to be good for patrolling, that don't patrol anymore. So it's kind of a waste. I mean, I still use them for raiding. But yeah, pretty non-valuable anymore. It still has value. And then Earthblood Deepwell is obviously pretty good. But you can see the global situation is pretty spread out in terms of who has what. We got another Mu Atlas. And this time we got the Mu Atlas Prime. And this guy's going to give me... This apparently was not intended. And this also has changed in the latest patch. But this is the Pretender God chassis. And the Pretender God chassis has built into it Earth. I think Earth only. But it's also -2 all paths. So it's 2 Earth gets reduced to 0. Anyway, no paths, but he can still do this, which is pretty useful. Cast Apocastasis every turn, and then he'll bless everybody. And he gives me 2 Earth Gems. So probably one of the worst chassis to get, but it's still fine. I mean, he does an important job. He can bless up PD and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely not bad. But anyway, that was the one we got. And then apparently Pangea is getting rocked. And there's one guy who in the chat has been saying Karnak Delende S, I forget it. I don't speak Spanish, but I went and looked it up and it says destroy Karnak or something like that. He's been saying it almost every video, which very funny, dude. Because it's true. Karnak apparently they get troops, which I don't know if these guys are them, but they basically get gem generators. I don't think we have any of them here, and I don't know what they are. But they basically are kind of like infinitely scaling. I'm like, how are you going to kill these rocks? Look at these things. Just look at them. Like these guys as communion slaves, they got 63 HP, they've got 23 protection. They've got Fire Shield, Astral Shield, Twist Fate, which when you're this high of protection is pretty good. What's his Bless? You know what he really could use is a Hard Skin Bless, because that'll affect natural protection. But the resistances are obviously really good. Yeah, so they've got all the resistance, additional MR. They've got, well, I guess Hard Skin's going to conflict with Reconstruction, which they kind of need. So, yeah, I mean, how are you going to kill these guys? They've all got Soul Vortex. That's why all these purple doodads are around them. And just, what are you going to do? How are you going to kill them? So anyway, this is what we've got coming in for us. And then, so these guys are all, not only are they just impossible to kill, but they're communion slaves. And then these guys, or at least some of them, yeah, these guys are all communion masters. Means they just have infinite fatigue, and they're pretty high. I mean, they're, what is our mage path level? Magic boost 6. So these guys are like Astral 9, you know, Death 7, Nature 9. Yeah. Just blasting out spells. Glad they didn't choose us. And then here... we can see Master and Slave going off as we attack Nabatem. So, if you recall, the previous turn we had this big army here. Well, we moved them in. And we said, we're going to take this fort from you. I don't know here what I have to deal specifically. I guess we have Weapons of Sharpness. And I guess I'm hoping these guys with Weapons of Sharpness will be able to chip through the Titans, but we'll see. I don't actually remember how this goes, so it'll be interesting. We're trying to storm it this turn, which for you is going to happen basically immediately, because there's not much else to talk about in this episode. And we're going to keep raiding Nabatem. Here, he moved a big army on top. which is pretty ballsy. I've been patrolling this a lot. But I guess I had stopped patrolling for whatever reason. But we're going to break siege with these guys. And then I've got... Who else is coming in? Yeah, we've got these guys coming in with Master and Slave. Because I've got, yes, another one. Another one? Yes, another one. I think I have 3 so far. We've got 1 Master and Slaver here, and then I think I have 2 in this army. Oh no, I've split them. I only have 1 in this army. So one of them's here, one of them's here. I only have 2 so far. Who did we get this time? Oh, we got the Mualis. No, I have 3, so I have this guy too. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it all the way over there, but that's fine. And then, yeah, Relay has commenced attacking Arcadia again, much to Arcadia's dismay. And that's basically what's going on so far. Let's go ahead and pull up the next turn, turn 60. I had a nickel for every time I clicked on the wrong series. Okay, we have Lightless Lanterns coming in. A Dire Portent. Someone has stolen Galegate? Wait, is this the same turn? Wait, did I have this saved in turn 61? Oh no, okay, so Disease Demons popping out. Killing my dudes. This is the one that actually pissed me off the most, because this is a healer. I was actually using her. Shape Mew Atlas. Go to Commando. Let's see which one we got. We got another one, guys. We got another one. So this is our 4th of the Master and Slave. Pretty good. And for those of you who don't recall, they can use penetration gear, but they can't use eyes, because they have no eyes. So they can't use Eye of the Void. I had put the Seduction Amulet on this guy, and we zapped somebody. This would be a scary assassination battle. We raid here unsuccessfully. Here we steal a Bone Tribe. Okay, and then this is the important battle. So let's see what we've got. He's got the Veil for Walls. He's got this King of Magma, who apparently he stole from somebody, I guess. I'm not exactly sure how. Then he's got this guy, different kit than before. Before, this guy had like a Flesh Eater and some other stuff. Now he has a Spirit Helmet to zap lightning. So pretty much more anti-super combatant oriented. And then the Shock Shield to zap people. So people with out shock resistance are going to get tore up. And then all of this. So he's probably going to do Rigor Mortis, Soul Vortex. Oh wait, did I steal this guy already? Oh, I think I stole him. Oh, yeah, okay. I haven't stolen him yet. But we're about to steal him. So yeah, he's got this guy kitted up to do something special. But we're about to steal him. So yeah, we just stole him. There's really nothing else to distract us with Enslaved Mind. So we zap it, we steal this guy. So forget what he was going to do. This guy's probably going to do Firestorm or something. Anyway, so now it's just this guy. And I'm assuming this King of Magma is going to attack him. So this guy now jumps in. So he's got Wailing Winds up, which is going to be a bit of a dick punch. Our Lions are running in. So far we haven't hurt this guy. Oh, we've hurt him a little bit now. But he hasn't, because I think a lot of it was this guy flying in right away. And this guy stealing him and him attacking. He hasn't been able to finish his script, so he doesn't have Soul Vortex or anything to heal himself with. And he's going to be taking chip damage. And without this Soul Vortex, he's not going to be able to repair. There goes Phoenix Pyre. but he's now at like critical HP level. And his fatigue is pretty high too. So he dies once, but now we're mass flight. So he's over here. And so it looks like we stomped him, because at the end we stole the King of Magma, which was sick either way, but it looks like we stomped him. But if he got Soul Vortex off, and like I think casting Wailing Winds was a bit of a mistake. Like Soul Vortex and Phoenix Pyre I think are super key for him. And obviously he had them scripted, but they were just later in the script. And the fact that I jumped back there turn 1 basically messed all that up. So yeah, I don't know. Ended up going pretty well. And it's painful for those guys can die and they can get him back, but I think it's painful enough to get them back. Like they have to sacrifice something. Not sure what it is, but it's painful enough. So that was a victory, and he had a lot of gems of gear on him too. Okay. Anyway, that fort's ours now. So with this fort being ours, we're going to march forward and head towards Nabatim's Cap. And so now the army is going on the offensive, and we're going to be moving a big group of idiots over here on top of this. And that is basically it for this part. And, we keep getting these enslaved mind Mu Atlases. So let's go ahead and go to turn 57. Was that the right turn? I feel like maybe we're farther along than that. Yeah, we're way farther along. 1 second. Maybe are we turn? 1 second. Okay, so we're on turn 62 now. So we had a few more assassins, and they're killing Termina, which these guys... So this was a cheap Termina. This is one of my communion slaves, and they're not that expensive. But it's still annoying. Like, that is... I forget. Maybe they're... And then this one, Astral Healing, that's a lot. So I'm kind of surprised. Let's watch this battle. I would say you as a nation is pretty assassin vulnerable, because you've got these big guys who are kind of hard to kill, but they're not super hard to kill. Yeah, like not very high MR, doesn't have a magic attack, very vulnerable, I'd say, to manifestation and stuff. Yeah. Okay, we had a bunch of angel eggs pop up. We cast a bunch of stuff. And I can't remember. There's a point where we break the game with the bug. The bug had to do with... it's actually a really... You would expect it to be a common bug. Oh, I think it was a couple turns ago. Yeah, I think it was a couple turns ago. I think it was the turn he put this fort under siege. And what ended up happening... So let me go through this. So... The bug is, if you have a fort under siege that has one of these guys inside of them, it would cause the game to crash. You're like, well, you'd imagine that to happen a lot. And so, yeah, I don't know how we picked it up in this game only. But anyway, Aether Nomadad and I figured out what it was that caused it as part of this unit's trait. And so anyway, that's fixed in the current version. But it was a really weird, obscure bug, and it wasn't really anything that Aether Nomad did. It was like some weird corner case in how Dominion's code works. So, anyway. But unfortunately, we didn't figure it out in time. And what that means is we didn't patch the game. Like we could do a hot fix kind of to the game version on the server. But we didn't do that in time. We thought it was some weird thing, and it would... Some bugs, they're corner cases, and you don't know what they are, but they're really rare, and so you just, like, re-roll the turn, and you hope it doesn't happen again for the rest of the game. That's one way to approach a bug. And obviously we didn't want to do that, but we couldn't figure out what it was at the beginning, because it was this weird corner case. And so what we ended up doing was we just reset the turn, and then redid it. But... it was important that everybody stale. That was the only way in testing, because there was a guy testing it, to get the game to not fail. And we didn't know why, but the reason why was because if we staled, then the army that was going to move on top of my fort wouldn't have moved on top of it and then caused the bug to trigger. But the unfortunate thing for me was that staling was going to mean my angel eggs die. So I lost, basically, this is the thing about angel eggs, is they kind of go in groups or cycles, right? Especially once I'm not huge, but once you're this big, they're going to basically spawn immediately or almost immediately after you cast Rebirth. And so most of mine are in the same cycle. They'll all turn red at the same time. But I had some which were on a different cycle. And the some which were on a different cycle, they're really valuable because I can basically breed them up, and then I'll have 2 cycles of 5 going, like 5 rebirths going. And they were very close to getting ready to the point where they were going to start kind of fruiting, if you will, and throwing off additional angel eggs I can use. But they all died off as I had to stale. So that was really annoying, because I would have basically twice as many angel eggs now, effectively, as I do. But anyway. We cast Sorcery of Rebirth over here, so things going okay. What else? Okay, so this is the thing. We have these battles. Nabatem, he sees the writing on the wall. Like, he's kind of buggered. And I'm also not terribly looking forward to having to fight one of those Titans again. Like, especially if he gets the Titan back, which we can see him right here. And he does a Soul Vortex, Phoenix Fire at the beginning. I just don't know how I'm going to kill it. Because, I mean, even though I stomped him back here in this fort, I would have gotten wrecked if he did those first. And then later he throws up Wailing Winds, and that's probably a guarantee to win the fight. But, I mean, maybe not. Maybe I could still kill him. I think it's pretty unlikely. If I had Mass Shatter Spam, that's probably the only way. Okay, so given that, what do we do? He says, hey, I'm getting mostly eaten by Talamonth. You're not going to get anything from attacking me, really. Like, his lands are pretty poor. They're almost as poor as mine. You know, are you sure you want to push forward with it? And at this point, I'm on kind of the same page with him. I've had this war with him. I've gotten basically shit all from it. A few provinces, a few gems, a lot of heartache and strife. And sure, I could get Zune, maybe. But meanwhile, we're on the clock. And this part he doesn't tell me, but this I kind of deduce, is from Pangea getting rocked so freaking hard. Here's another rock battle. Yeah, so Pangea gets super rocked, and here's Pangea's cap. Wait, where's Pangea's cap? I don't even know. Oh, I didn't realize this was rock too. We're on a clock here with these guys. And so basically what I'm thinking at this point is like, okay, I've got to make a play to win. And the play to win is not going to involve conquering Nabatem. Like, maybe I could get all this stuff from Nabatem, but by then the game's going to be over because the rocks are going to kill everybody. Because right now they're unstoppable. So we basically agreed a peace, the terms of which are he's going to pay me, because I said I do want to take this fort from him as part of peace, because basically I have my enslavers on it and there's an army trapped inside, and I really want to enslave part of his army and get some non-shit troops. And he was like, well, I really don't want you to have this fort. And I was like, okay, well, what do you pay me? And he, I think, is going to pay me 40 earth gems over the course of like several turns to keep this fort, which if you look at it, is probably worth it because he gets 2 gems from it. And then he's got a huge army in here that I was literally going to steal all of, or most of. Like these guys were about to get shit housed. Ideally, they get stolen and then I bless them. I don't know the turn order of that, but yeah. And so anyway, we're pulling back. We're not going for his capital, and instead we're going to shift all of our weight down here and prepare to take this from Thalamonth. And I have not made war with Thalamonth yet. I'm going to get a little closer to getting in position, then I'll declare war. But as soon as he sees me backing off, he's actually going to declare war on me, which is odd. Because he doesn't really have the ability to persecute a war against me. But we'll see. So anyway, that's turn 62, and I think that's the end of this episode. So next episode, see the march southwards as we march to Richmond, to Jinport, try to take this from Thalamonth. So see you in the next episode. Cheers.